It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Fresh for their first game of the season, both squads believing this will be a great year. Tonight, it'll be the Golden State Warriors going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. For Los Angeles, I'm sure starting the season at home would be their preference, because these fans are not going to make it easy on them tonight. But their focus is still going to be on walking out of that building 1-0. And another NBA season about to start. Shaq, we've talked about it. You can feel, I don't know, an air of excitement that's a little different than in years past.
There's a number of talented teams all wanting that ring. I've said this before. Kenny has said it many times. It could be one of the best seasons we've seen in a while, including what Golden State did last year in winning the ring.
That was an incredible run. But some teams that looked unstoppable last year will start to show some cracks in their armor.
And just before the game, the championship ring was distributed to the players by NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. And a proud moment indeed for this team and their fans. Maurice Bates. We're at the sold-out and noisy Oracle Arena. It's the NBA champion Golden State Warriors. Welcome, everyone, to a brand new season of NBA basketball. I'm sure sports as we get ready to start the season in style. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. We've got Banish for him. He's out there with Big Red, and it's prime time. And it's Captain Clutch in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Here is Livingston. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Now here's Barnes. Defense right on him. 6 to shoot. It's blocked. Clippers moving the ball around. Here's Khan. Nice shot from...
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
Now let's find out what head coach Steve Kerr had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, when I asked Coach what he'd like to emphasize tonight, he told me that first and foremost, they cannot fall asleep when a shot goes up. He said if we give them second chance opportunities, it will make our job that much harder on the defensive end of the floor tonight.
Thank you, Doris, for that. Obviously, getting better position, Clark, on the boards is an issue.
Yeah, that and the will to get it done, Kevin.
Livingston passes to Barbosa. Thompson in the corner. Rebound by the Clippers. A nice bounce back here for Harrison Barnes, Clark, in year 3. Moved into the starting lineup last year and really responded.
Yeah, he did. I think he benefited from the new system. He was miscast as an isolation scorer, but when he can spot up for threes and catch the ball on the move, that's his game.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Here is Livingston. Passes it to Barbosa. The screen from Thompson. Barbosa kicks to Livingston. Back to Barbosa. And again, it's the Warriors missing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Harrison Barnes, very athletic. He certainly passes the eye test. And with his size, he can punish smaller wings and create mismatches. And then also he can play some small ball power forward at times as well with the way they like to space the floor.
And Thompson kicks to Barnes. Goes back up, and it's denied. Here's Primetime, covered by Bogut. Here's Kahn. Offline with his three.
And you talk about Harrison Barnes overall. He had a nice uptick in his rebounding last year, and that was a goal of his. He wanted to get his activity level up. And oftentimes the difference between being good and great is just making those small incremental improvements in different facets of your game.
Here's Primetime. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
On the wing, Thompson. He kicks it to Livingston. Now here's Barnes. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Barnes has got 5 now.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. Aldridge comes in for Thompson. Johnson, he's checked in for Barnes. And Lance Stevenson subbed in for Leandro Barbosa. Here's the Magician. He's guarded by Stevenson. And it's good.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards. Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
LA's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Captain Clutch. And the 3 off target.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
There's 47 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Captain Clutch passes to the Magician. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Kahn, and the layup falls. Primetime's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
And it's Captain Clutch with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
The Magician, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The shot by Spates. Nobody around. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got 3 assists tonight. Stolen by Stevenson.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
The Warriors shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
2 shots.
Free throw good, Aldridge. Second free throw, no good. The Magician can't hit. And at the end of one, both teams putting up some points. Warriors lead by 3. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Approach for the Warriors.
You've got to like the consistency with which they're hitting that mid-range jumper.
Something else they've done a good job of tonight, right from the start, is penetrating and scoring.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. The Magician out there with Big Red. Then there's Baddest One. And there's Captain Clutch. And it's the Magician in at small forward. And that one's good. Spades has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the Warriors.
And Maurice Spades last season with the best year of his career. I mean, he shot the cover off the ball and did a nice job on the boards as well.
Now here's Barnes. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Here's the Magician. The 3 ball. And the shot is good. The Magician's got 6.
Of all the guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter, he is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel.
Now here's Stevenson. Tipped away. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. The Warriors, number 1.
Do they love to run? I mean, nobody did it better. They would get out in the lanes and push the ball even after makes.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Maurice Speights. And the Clippers making a change here as well. The Beast, he's checked in for the Magician. The Warriors leading. Barnes dishes to Barbosa. And Thompson kicks to Barnes. All sorts of time. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Barbosa. Bangs home the trifecta. Barbosa's got 6.
They've owned the offensive glass here in the second.
And making a point of getting in there and vying for missed shots.
Here's the Magician, covered by Barnes. Here's the Magician. Here's North. Good D by Thompson.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Now here is Barbosa. He's got 6. That is good.
They're spraying them home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
Boy, that's finishing the defense there. He made a good effort on that possession defensively and then closed it out with the rebound.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations, really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
Here's Big Red, covered by Barbosa. Wasted no time on that one. Big Red's got his first 2 points of the night. Warriors leading by 5. Barbosa passes to Bogut. Out of hand on it. Pass to Gibbons. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Jason Thompson. Thinking about Doc Rivers being a leader. He was like that on the floor, Clark, as well. You know that. You went against him.
A leader and a winner, no doubt about it. And there have been a lot of coaches that came from this old Celtics team. And of all of them, perhaps the least surprising is Doc Rivers for the reasons we just mentioned. Leader and coach on the floor.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Primetime comes in for the Magician, and it's the Beast in for Big Red. Barnes can't get it to go.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Here's Primetime, covered by Barnes. Primetime, the pass to Captain Clutch, and it's sent back by Bogut. Now the Warriors moving it up. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. We'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for Bogut. Johnson comes in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Leandro Barbosa. Here is Livingston. He dishes it to Barnes. He feeds it to Livingston. Clock at 6. And it's going to be a 3-second call. And the Warriors making a change here. Spates is checked in. And a switch here also for the Clippers. The Magician, he's checked in for the Beast. Clippers trail by 6. Here's North. Not enough on that one as it misses. Well, guys, Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer. And Clark, the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead and in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Yeah. Those putback jams sting, don't they, my goodness?
Yeah, they really hurt you. I mean, the defense forces a miss and then can't rebound it and finish off the defense. They're hanging their heads in their chest now.
You know, and getting back to Wesley Johnson, you kind of want to kidnap him and just chain him to a set of weights. I mean, he has all the natural ability in the world to be a difference maker, but he just lacks the gracious competitor in college. He's been relegated to marginal production at the pro level, and I really feel like a lot of it is at this level.
And the Warriors with possession here. Clippers able to drain the 3. That's good.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Clippers trail by 5. Now the pass to Cobb. Takes the 3. The shot will not go. The Warriors go the other way.
You know, on the topic of Wesley Johnson, I remember him in college. I remember the guy who took over games and even showed a certain toughness when he did it. He hasn't gotten to that point here in the pros, so he may soon be entering a crossroads in his career.
Now here's Stevenson. Pass to Livingston. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Here's Scott. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Warriors ahead.
Doc, how would you...
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. When I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll see you again.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
A good night of work for the Beast. 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
We've got Bogut. Thompson is out there with Harrison Barnes. Then there's Livingston, and it's Barbosa in at the 2-guard spot. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Clippers were so strong on the road last season. They led the league, Clark, in field goal percentage while on the road, and actually they scored more points away from Staples than in it.
Especially down the stretch, Kevin. I mean, they finished the regular season with 8 straight road wins to get home court advantage in the first round. Superb.
Count it, and the Warrior lead has been cut down to just 3 on the basket from Big Red.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Thompson is doubled. Screen by Bogut. 5 on the clock. Livingston dishes to Bogut. He used that pick to get in close. Bogut's got his first points in this one.
Great way to start the half. Easy layup against some soft D.
Here's Kahn. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
The Beast, he's checked in for the Beast. Clippers trail by 7. Here's Big Red to the wing right side. Here's North. A three-pointer is right on target. The Beast's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Barbosa kicks to Livingston. Lots of room. And it's Golden State with another.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And it's Captain Clutch with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Magician, he's checked in for Los Angeles. The Magician. And here are the Warriors now. 6-point game. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. The screen from Thompson. Now Barnes. 8 points for him. Just 5 to shoot. Bogut sets a screen for Barnes. Got freed up. Nice work off the pick. Barnes has got the lead up to 8 now for the Warriors. LA's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break.
And some of Harrison Barnes' teammates have referred to him as the senator because of the way he carries himself. And, you know, a very level-headed, dignified young man. And just he has an air about it.
First one falls for him. And Harrison Barnes at times has been criticized in the past for not being more Clark assertive on the court.
Well, you know, it's interesting. He had to weather the pressure of expectations since high school. I mean, people were comparing him to Kobe Bryant back then, but HB can't get caught up in that. He's got to be true to himself. You know what I tell guys? Do you.
Yeah.
Do you. Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
Here's Barbosa. Oh, that's blocked. But they'll get another chance. And the shot is long. Clippers trail by 6. Here's North. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And you talk about momentum. That sort of action delivers a type of energy to your team that you just can't quantify.
You know what? I'm going to quantify it right now, Clark. And this is a close game, and that was something special.
And really, in a game, you guys, in a game like this, though, when you have a chance to send a message, you do. And boy, did he ever on that play.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. As you said, for the Clippers, 37 wins last year against the rest of the West. That total was the second most against the rest of the West among any team in the league. Trailed only Golden State in that regard.
And you know what? They played the top West teams tough as well. One of only 3 Western Conference teams to be over 500 against the rest of the playoff teams from the West.
Golden State's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
And really, last season, it was supposed to be a battle between the Warriors and Clippers for that Pacific title. But the Warriors just ran away with it, won the division by 11 games.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Aldridge comes in for Thompson. Johnson, he's checked in for Barnes. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Sean Livingston. Clippers trail by 4. 1:39 left in the third quarter of the game. Stolen by Stevenson. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3. For the Warriors, it was the third time they've ever won the division. Last time coming in 1976. So, Clark, it's been a while.
It's been a long time, but they did it in style. 13-3 record against the rest of the division. That would be the best in-division winning percentage for any team in the NBA.
Captain Clutch, he's checked in for the Beast. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Warriors?
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
They have, but you also can't overlook how well they've defended the rim, as they've challenged every shot and also gotten quite a few blocks as well.
You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
The Beast, he's checked in for the Clippers to end the run from beyond the arc and then some. The Beast's got 12 in the game.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Partner, that's assuming they can continue that hot shooting. But if they do, and especially if they can get a few stops, you have to think they'll make this thing interesting.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round 1 in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round 2.
And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. Here's Aldridge. That ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson. Stevenson's got 3 assists now in this one. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. A drive by Scott. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out? Almost like the 1-2 punch.
Here's the Magician. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And now it's just a 4-point Warrior lead. Over to the left wing. Here's Spates, and it's blocked. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Just 4 seconds left in the third. Here's Stevenson. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Clippers trail by 4. Setting the floor for the Clippers. You've got Big Red. Captain Clutch is out there with Scott. Then there's baddest one, and it's the Beast in at the point guard position. Here's Scott. Off the inbound. Rebounded by Bogut. Bogut's got 4 rebounds in this game. Barnes passes to Stevenson. Fires from 18. And that one hits back iron.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Man, I don't know what happened right there. He just basically walked out of bounds.
Warriors leading by 4. Here is Livingston. Thompson outside. On the wing, Stevenson. And stolen by Scott. And they're pushing it up. Here's Gibbons. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
We could have been looking at a two-possession game, but that was a huge mistake on the turnover. Now nerves and tightness become a factor.
And it's becoming a battle of will right now. This is as good a game as we could have hoped for.
Stevenson drives in. Can't connect from short range.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
Yeah.